But as a bike goes, not a bad little turd to ride. Not a bad little turd to ride at all. But you can't polish a turd sometimes. Now, this is doing exactly what it's meant to do, you know. It is doing exactly what it's meant to do, you know. I get on it, I turn the key. She is fitted with a battery from a booster kit. You know, your jump packs you use for jump starting cars. She's actually got one of them in there because it's the same size rather than the one from the BMW, and it's brilliant. The only thing I had to do was shave the terminals and modify the top aluminium bracket, so I should do a video on that really. So she is doing exactly what she says on the tin. I get out, I press that little button, it starts every time, and we've been going in the frost and the snow and everything. Heated grips, heated seat. You've got your 3 adjustments there for your heated seat, and you've got 2 settings for your heated grips, which in this weather you don't need at all. I find it is a bit of a speed sleeper, whereas you'll be going along. If you're cruising for a long period of time, you'll be cruising at 60, then you'll be cruising at 70, and then you look down again, it's 75, and then you look down again, it's 80, and so on until you're up to a ton. So be mindful of it being a mile muncher, and you can very easily, oh no, all good, you can very easily cruise up to a speed limit that is illegal in the United Kingdom. So just be mindful of your speed. And the wind protection is really good. Shit on your hands, as like the DeVille, shit on your hands, and I don't understand it. All they'd have to do is fill that a little bit more and your hands won't get so wet. I have to wear Gore-Tex mittens when it's raining to stop my hands getting cold. But I'm talking like really cold days. Now, I'm just trying to see and make sure you're recording still. Yes, you are. The red light is flashing. So, you've got your mittens on, you've got your heated grips, you've got your heated seat for your anus. It's a commuter bike. It is a really good commuter bike, you know. It's done everything I've asked of it. Givey box could do being a bit bigger. But I think I've been spoiled with my double on the out. Apart from that, it's performed itself really well. Fuel tank's a little bit low, 23 litre tank, 24 litre I think it is, which is not a lot really. I'm averaging what, 177 mile before I fill up, which isn't a lot. I think the Panda's slightly better than that, but it does feel it doesn't feel as heavy as the Pan. The Pan definitely feels like there's more of a bike there. But as for rideability, I mean, there's 60 cruising along country lanes. There's not a lot of noise. You're pretty well protected, even when you've got a bug taking a lift to Plymouth. Although you might just be sat there because his guts have been squashed on the top. It's like, here's a joke, because I usually tell a joke. What's the first thing that goes through a fly's mind when he hits your windscreen? It's fucking arsehole. So, if you want a commuter bike, yeah, and you want something a bit meatier than the DeVille, then maybe a K. And cheap. It's a hell of a lot of bike, this one is, for the money, you know. Hell of a lot of bike. I mean, this was probably a 15 grand bike when it was brand new. And yeah, I picked it up for 1150 quid. Obviously then I smashed it up after 98 metres. Then I had to put new tyres on it. So, and a new battery, because he lied the battery was good. So I was back up to like 1500 quid by the time I'd done that. And I've got a bike that's fucked. But it kind of made it alright to use it as a winter hack and ride through all the shit. Because I mullered it. And it was immaculate when I went to see it. Now, like I said before, it's not lively. It's definitely not lively. There's no imagination in the world you could say this is lively. And with only 103 horsepower, It's not going to be lively when you weigh 300 kilo, and you got me. I'm a weight on there as well. She's got a full tank of Juicy Lucy. That's another thing that brings me to, if it isn't a weird fucking set of indicators and stuff like that, right, check out the fuel tank. Now, I don't know if you can see all that, but the top part is full. Now, if you notice where that line is near enough going to, that's like half a tank it's showing. Yeah? So in a minute, that is going to be half a tank. So you've got a half a tank mark, which is like near enough at the top. And then once it meets the half a tank mark, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be gone pretty quick. So you look at it like that, oh yeah, I got fucking loads of fuel. Yeah, loads of fuel, look. Because you expect it to go down here. Whoa, fuck a ducky poos. So, that was quite close, guys. I don't know how close that looked in the camera. So, yeah, that's quite annoying. Weird indicator's quite annoying. The horn's up there, but I never get to touch the horn because I don't know where it is. So by the time I've come to find something to touch the horn, because of something, it's gone. Is he going to pull in there? Or is he just going to quietly do no mile an hour all the way home? Now, if it comes to overtaking, yeah, it's alright. Overtake's alright. Obviously not on a brow of a hill. And I don't think we're going to get past this one. Nah, sorry mate, I'm fucking doing that, I can't see. And there we go. So I mean, that was a fourth gear overtake. And it'll do it, but it does seem you have to wind the little titty poos off her. But once her little titty poos are wound up, she goes alright. Handling, yeah. I mean, obviously it's a big bike, so you're having to concentrate. You're having to take the bends quickly, change your gears before, accelerate out your gears, position yourself. So apart from that, but that's why we ride bikes, isn't it? You do feel this bike. I've said with many a new bike that I've ridden, and one of the biggest things with it, you lose that connection between you and the bike. Yeah, you've almost lost that ability to ride the bike and tell the bike and listen to the bike because it's gone. They're too good. You know, they're too good. They're too good at what they've done. They've refined them and refined them and refined them. You know, and the carbs, the fuel delivery, everything is so good. It's taking away that rideability, that enjoyment that you will get when you get on a bike and you're in control most of the time. It takes it away from you. And I've said this so many times with new bikes, and that's probably why I'm quite happy on old bikes. I mean, this is a 2002 turd, so it's probably no way near. It's 20 years old, 73k on it, so it's low mileage for one of these, really. But it's still a bike, you know. It still feels nice. It still feels like you've got control. You can feel the ground, you can feel the engine, you can feel the fueling. Whereas a modern bike, you don't get that feeling. You just do not get the feeling of riding a bike. It's been so smoothed out and removed that you don't get it. It's completely void in the manufacturing side of it, and it's not nice. I really don't like modern bikes. I've said this before. I mean, this is obviously fuel injected, I think. Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Whoa, what's that? That's a nice thing to see on the road, isn't it? And that's another thing, guys. If you need to, she has the ability to be flipped around and shifted from cans and dead pheasants and stuff. So when you're going, you don't feel this big 307 kilo or 300 kilo turd between your legs. It doesn't behave like a 300 kilo bike. Okay, it behaves very well. So if you're worried about the size of one of these, when maybe you first look at it, you might think, oh, feck a diddle do, that's a big bike. I've been riding this a couple of months, So I'm completely okay with the size now. The only time it feels strange is like now I've been riding it, and then I'll go and ride the Trans Alp, and then you go from the Trans Alp to this thing again. So like I said, if you wind it up, it's not a bad little machine. So we're at the speed limit now, obviously. Wouldn't break the speed limit, and that's 70 miles an hour. That's your cruising speed. But she will creep up without you knowing. Pretty stable. Like I said, I have heard at 120 they get a bit floaty, sort of a bit floaty. Handles all right though, I've heard, at 120. So we were talking about this removal of the biking feeling and connection you get. BMW got a very nice connection between the rider, yeah? I don't know if that's the seating, I don't know if that's the design of the wind protection. It just feels a very nice bike that you are in. You're riding it, you know, like the Slab. You're riding this bike, okay? It's not riding you, although it is nice to be ridden. So riding anything's great. Horses, women, bikes, everything. Waves, everything. And I've often said it's kind of the same. Don't know what people think about that. Riding a wave, riding a horse, riding a lorry. When I say riding a horse, I mean jumping out the stalls and going like 0 to 50 and 0 to 30 mile an hour in seconds. So yeah, and when you've got a lovely beautiful Argentinian to go home to, which is where I'm racing to now. I think he's dead. So I've got to give it to the K. It hasn't lost any of the connection of the bike to the rider, whereas a modern Honda, I feel, is a little bit void of that. And we showed earlier there's enough ponies left in her to comfortably overtake something. Now if you're going to sit on this for a couple of hours, yeah, I think you could do it. My knees get a bit sore. Apart from that though, yeah, I'd sit on this for a couple of hours. I was due to go to a funeral in Norfolk, and I was looking forward to a funeral. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. But one of my best friends had died, so I was going to go up there, but I've just had COVID and I felt a bit queasy, so, and there's no cover for my client, so I often think it's kind of wrong. You don't go up and see your friends as often as you should, but then when they die, you go to a funeral and you're like, well, I haven't fucking seen them for 20 years. Is it 20 years since I saw her? No, it's not that long. Probably 10. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit more actually. Maybe it is 15 odd years. So, but that's shit. That's shit when your friends die. But to be honest, that comes to us all, doesn't it? We all fucking are on borrowed time. Especially if Putin puts his foot in it. Putin your foot in it, as my other video says. So, as sort of connection between you and the bike, this is a really nice bike. I would say this is up on a 9 out of 10. To say like that you feel part of the bike, you know, you feel it's listening to your inputs. You know, if you want to swing it and weave around, it's really responsive for a 300 kg turd. Hi cows! 300 kg turd. So yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. It is lovely. I have no problems recommending a K. To be honest, I'd maybe, if you're a bit lighter, maybe go for the K over an RT. And this is the GT. This is the the k1200gt. So it's the touring one rather than the sportier one. But to be honest, if they did a sportier one, it's not exactly sporty with that lump. It's not what I would call a sporty engine. But each to their own, innit, people? Do I want to be sat on a sports bike like that, my wrists all fucking bent, to do a 30-mile cruise along pretty much straight roads? No, I don't. But then again, do I want to take this round town in Plymouth to do me shopping? No. not really. So I still don't know how this fucking thing works. Push it in and fuck, I don't know, fuck it. I never use it. Why would you have cruise control on the bike? It's got a nice throttle anyway. The throttle isn't bad, so don't understand why you'd want that. So I should really speak about these two, because I've got to admit, this is what sold me on the BMW. A heated seat. Yes, I know, I'm such a pussy. Cornish Rob, you pussy. But I ride my bikes. Any excuse I can have to ride my bikes, I fucking ride them. And if that's an hour trip to work, that's an hour trip to work. Alright? And if a heated seat keeps my genital nice and warm, only one genital obviously, due to the fact I have cancer, check out my other cancer videos, due to my genital being cold, and I'll enjoy the warm genital, then so be it. Cornish Rob is a pussy. But the warm genital from this is great. Very, very interesting. The first time I rode with the genital warmer, I was slightly confused, as it did feel like someone was pouring a cup of tea down your trousers, and that was a little bit strange, but I grinned my teeth and bared it, and within 5 minutes I thought that was the most wonderful invention that had ever come to light, the heated genital warmer. So I was very in with that. Now, heated grips are great, but you do tend to feel the chill on the top of the hand. And I mean, I'm using these old puppies, which I've had for years, and to be honest, they're still great as long as you've got heated grips. And it is summer now, but it's not quite summer, so it is a little bit chilly. Now, I should talk about how much you feel of the road as well, and I think that's another thing. Apart from the floatiness at 120 mile an hour, you feel the road more. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're jumping, but it does feel like the road's there. And again, that's the overall connection I like. You know, I like to feel it. I mean, we're running 17s. I think there's 17s on the front as well. And yeah, I think it's great. Sometimes I feel you feel a bit more, a couple of potholes and manholes and sort of whoa, I felt a few of them go through me, but then I suppose that's a compromise, isn't it? Can you feel all the road? Don't know, maybe it's where it's set up, who gives a shit. So, oh, lovely sunset behind, don't know if you can see that. So just to have a cruise home after a stressful day working with brain injuries, it's great. Again, like fuel, I'm on half a tank now, look. So that'll be gone very soon. It just goes. So economy, I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing about 170 before I fill up, and it's costing like £20 now, 22 quid to fill up. So it's doing like 170, 180 mile. And sometimes obviously it gets ridden hard. Like some evenings I can get home in 40 minutes, and usually it's an hour. Yeah, oh, there's a little monster there, look. So my overall view on this, if this is a first, this might be a really good first big bike, you know. If you've started riding and you pass your test, and I've got to admit, it's easier to ride a big bike than it is a small bike. The only time when it's not is when you're doing little manoeuvres, or you're stopping at junctions with lots of gravel, or on any gravel. Fucking hell, well, any bike on gravel's a nightmare. So if it's going to be your first big bike, maybe venture into the Ks. And at 1,500 quid, that's a cheap bike, really. I mean, you've only got to keep it 3 years. Spend £1,500, keep it 3 years, and then bin it. And to be honest, when you're paying £60 for a foot peg, because you can't find a foot peg anywhere after you crashed it, then you'll still get. I wondered how much I would get for this. I wondered how much I would get for this if I was to sell it. With just, I don't bother cleaning bikes. When I go to buy a bike, I'd much prefer to buy a bike like this you know, that's got rain use, it's got dirt and dust and bugs and shit and scratches. I much prefer to do that, because you know, and the guy goes, yeah, mileage has gone up like another 200 miles because they're using it. I'd much prefer that than to have something that's been sat in a garage, polished and barely come out. So I'd much prefer to see a bike that's been used. Probably people are, well, I know people aren't like it, because when I sold the DeVille, all they were doing is shouting at me, telling me to polish it, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm using it every day. Every couple of days I'm using that thing. It's through the winter. So if I use it after I polished it, you'd never know. It'd still be covered in shit and crap like that. So I tend not to polish my bikes. But if you buy a bike off me, you buy a bike off me. People have come and bought bikes, don't even ride them. They believe what I say. The funniest thing I usually say, I usually do my little test video and I go up around Tavi. So I usually do that, and then I'm like, I sort of sit there and just go, yeah. I do my little test ride around Tavi. Come on, 100 ponies, where are you? So I mean, it does instill a little bit of confidence in you. Even with me, after I crashed it, I'm quite happy to throw it around. But again, that's that connectivity, you know. You have that connectedness in the bike, you know. You feel what that bike's doing, you know, and it feels nice. It's not like some bikes where they might be a bit floaty in the corners. Some sports bikes are like that. If you don't get the right gear, you know, and you fly into a corner and you're too high in the gear, you're too low in the gear, yeah, it's not a nice feeling. Whereas this, what a lovely bike to cruise around on, you know, and liven it up if you want to, you know. Drop it down a couple of cogs, fly past the car, it will do it. But remember, you're 300 kilo and you got 106 ponies in there, and with 73,000 miles, you may only be down to about 98. A few of them may have run out from the paddock. Okay, so I've got to kind of sum this up really. If you're going to go for your first big bike, maybe I should title this video as a first big bike. So is this a good first bike? Yes. Oh my god, 100%, 10 out of 10. This is a really good big bike. Okay, if you're going to have your first big bike and you've come up from 600s or something, maybe gone from a Bandit or something quite civil, and you want to venture into a touring bike, then yeah, go for a K. I mean, you can't go wrong for 1,500 quid. There's a hell of a lot of bike, 1,500 quid. Oh, it's my seat on. No, hell of a lot of bike. There's an interesting odour in the air. Yeah, go for it. But again, bad points are like I've mentioned, good points way outweigh any of the bad ones. And you can mitigate the bad ones by putting like over gloves on, maybe lowering the suspension if 820mm is too much. I mean, 820mm is not a lot. I mean, I can't say whether this has been lowered or whether it's standard, but either way, I'm 5'7"-ish, a bit lower, 5'6"-ish. So I'm not a big guy, not a strong guy, but I'm a lover. No, it is something that is really civil, you know. And apart from when it slid out from underneath me after 98 meters, I don't think she's put a wrong, and she's instilled a lot of faith in me, considering what happened after 98 meters. So, and I mean, it is a nice bike, you know, to twitch and throw around. What's he doing there? What's he doing there? Oh, is she on the phone? Or she's having a wee-wee maybe, like I did. Yes, maybe, little nanner having a wee-wees. They get a little bit of problems when you get older with the old wee-wees, don't you? Maybe she forgot her tenner lady. Anyway, so back to the bike. I like it. I hate to say it, I like the K. I do like the K. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And I only let her down because of the shitty bits here. what else could I say that lets it down? The screen's always shit. I don't think I've found the K that works. Sorry, I'm yawning. So there you go, look, I'm fucking yawning. Mind you, I've been up since 5:45 AM. And it's now, don't look at that, it's now 9 o'clock. So I've done my 12-hour shift. Pardon me again. Oh, garlic bread. So, for those of you watching, much love. Keep watching my channels. Keep watching my other vids, because there's so much shit on there. There's shit like rescuing hedgehogs and making splints and fixing cars and talking about cancer, and I'm just fucking having a ball with my life. I'm 47 and I am fucking having a ball. I am loving my life. For the first time in a long time, I've got no money because my mum spent it when she died. But yeah, you might want to turn, mate. Don't know what he was looking at. Oh, he's in the other lane. And he's going around the corner. And he's accelerating really hard. And he's gone in the other lane. And we're going to chase him. Woo! So, I'm just having a ball, guys. I've got no money. I've got shitloads of bikes. Probably I've got no money because I've got MPA, and I'm quite happy to admit that to you, my YouTubers, if you manage to stay tuned with me. MPA is motorcycle purchasing addiction, which is really funny when you've got a friend like me who works with brain injuries, and she works with autism and all sorts of weird stuff, and she said, yeah, so, and she started waffling with big words, and I didn't really know what she was saying, so I was like, oh, okay. And then I started saying, well, yeah, I'm actually a victim of certain ailments myself. I've actually got MPA, and I said it's part of the solution and the cure for that is actually admitting you have an addiction like MPA. And I just left it on Messenger as I was talking to her and carried on talking about something else, and then I can smell pot. I wonder if that's from the Mini. Well, not the Mini, but the people in the Mini. I smell potty heads. And I just left it there with this MPA thing. And then like a few minutes later she goes, what's MPA? And I said, well, it affects many men. It's mostly men it affects. And she's like, well, what is it? And I said, motorcycle purchasing addiction. And she's like, you fucking tit. But it's true, I don't know what it is, but I buy them. I'll just buy them. I bought a bloody 750 Motor Guzzi the other day, 500 squid of whittles. Haven't even seen it. One of Shane's. Rob, do you want a bike? No. How much is it? And that's it, innit? Rob, do you want to buy a bike? No, I've got too many. How much is it? What is it? Yeah, but you said you didn't want it. Yeah, but what is it? And we bought that, so I bought that one. Haven't even seen it, haven't even picked it up yet, so I've picked that up this week. So, I can't help it. It's MPA. I don't understand the addiction. I bought a little pedal bloody Jawa thing the other day. God knows what I've done with that. Why have I done that? What is this guy doing? It's not Mini, is it? Oh, I did say I could smell potty watty, didn't I? Look at him. Should we see what he's doing? Is he on his phone? Way! Fuck a duck! Woo! Oh, maybe she was giving him a wanky. Ah! Oh, he's going to the curb again, guys. Look at that! Look how close he is! Woo! Fucking hell! Does know to stop, doesn't he? I think he's drunk. See if he can get out of here without crashing or even driving into me. I mean, I don't know if the tone's exciting with the exhaust, but if you're on this for 2 hours or 3 hours, you don't hear it. You don't hear a lot of wind either. I don't know what you guys are listening to. Don't wait. So we'll just follow him, shall we? I'm going to go home now. This is my junction. This is my junction. There are many junctions like it, but this is mine. Charlie. Oh, that's another thing. I think you got the wrong bulbs in this. Yeah, that guy's all over the road. I'm very glad I'm actually going. And like I said, I got quite used to these weird, funny sort of things here. Until I get on the other one, which has got normal Japanese style. Gearbox is quite smooth. I wouldn't have said it was a horrible gearbox. Nice and smooth. Quite clunky sometimes, you know, but it's not horrible. And again, it's nice, you know. It's got a nice feel, you know. It's got a nice feel to it, you know. It doesn't feel bad. I mean, it feels quite nice, you know. You can flick it, you know, using your canter steering, pushing on the handlebars. Whee, whee. So you see that, guys? Canter steering. So you push forward. When you turn a corner on a bike, you don't pull it towards you. You push it. Yeah. So that was pushing this one. Push this one. We'll see what happens, shall we? Push it. Oh, goes that way. Push it. That side. Oh, goes that way. That's how you ride a bike. You don't pull a bike round. You don't pull it because it won't go. Yeah. You push. Whoa. So right hand push. You ready? Right hand push. Left hand push. Whoa. That's how you ride a bike. Don't think you have to pull it. Oh, 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 two-stroke. Oh, 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 oh. Did you smell that? Oh, I cannot live without a two-stroke. What a beautiful smell. I'm sorry, Greta. I'm sorry, Greta. Forgive me for I have sinned. I love the smell of a two-stroke. But of course we can't run a two-stroke now because we killed the planet. We won't talk about fucking Putin burning everything and blowing everything off. No. No, we don't talk about that. So, yeah. Oh, it's got a vibration. Did you hear it? A shake. Not a shake, a noise. There. Fuck knows where it is. I've been doing this, touching things. There it is. Hear it? I've been touching, trying to find out where that is. I can't find it. I think it's up here somewhere. There's so many bloody pieces of plastic on this thing, though. And there's definitely a crunk when you go over something like that. But again, like now, we're running through the streets. It's quite civil, you know. I never feel that. Oh, fucking garlic bread. I never feel uncomfortable in it, you know. I never feel it's difficult for the 300 kilo turd. So, and it's quite good fun. I mean, you got to think, I've been riding this an hour now, so that means this video's an hour long. Holy titty fucks. So there you go. Let's see. No brakes, just cruise up. Didn't put my feet down, just cruising along. And I'll tell you what else is very civil with this, you know, is well, you'll see it in a minute. When we come back, I'll have to do like a squiggle and then push it back. This is the first bike, big huge thing, that is really comfy if you're walking it on your feet. Yeah? Like to walk it back into a parking space. Look what some bastard did to Scarface, look. Look what he did to her. He ripped a little ear off, look. Fucking bastards. They couldn't have ripped the fucking red piece of shit there. Oh no. We'll take Scarfaces out. Bastards. So, I mean, we're going to end this in a minute, so I hope you've managed to stay with me. I'll probably have to split this in maybe 2 videos, because it's a bit long, so we'll do a part 1, part 2. So, and I don't do any editing, because I'm such a wank when it comes to editing. Although I have put a little bit of writing on some of mine, so I've been clever that way. But I'm just enjoying my life. I ain't got time to do. I ain't got time for that. Nigel's truck. Oh, I'll get to see me doggy now. Doggy, doggy, doggy. So look, so you're going to do a little wiggle. Yeah? Go around the hairpin the wrong way. Ah, look at all the bikes. I love it. All the neighbours moan, oh, you've got fucking cars and bikes. So, like I said, if you walk, and I'm on a bit of an uphill, I'm having to sort of walk this against itself, but it's still very, very civil to walk back. You know, for a 300 kilo turd, it sits really comfy. So I'm going to say bye-bye now. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go and see my family, my farm now. Hey bro, go see my farm now, eh? And there it is. And there's the puddle from when I had to do the thing the other day. So take care, my lovely YouTubers. Much love. Be safe. And go and buy a GTK if you want a big bike.